Okay, this video is trying to get a look about what's happening, updates on the Iran versus Israel conflict. I pulled these cards on the, I think, the 13th. I don't know. I can check. Let me check. On what day? On June 11th. No, that was the first thing that I did. The first reading. This was done on the 13th, 2 days later than the first video. Okay? And let me show you the cards that I have. And then I'm going to make a few comments after the reading is over. I'm using the Prisma Vision Tarot. Remember, I told you I love this deck. And I have first the Strength card. I did not know until a few days ago that the Israeli operation was called Rising Lion. So that's that. We have the repeat of the Seven of Pentacles again, going to ground. We have the Knight of Cups or Chalices. We have the Knight of Pentacles. In the center, we have the Page of Wands again. Remember, you can see the person wrapped up in fire right there. See the figure? We have the Page of Cups right where the Page of Pentacles was in the first reading. We have the Nine of Swords. I like the imagery of that. We have also the Temperance. And finally, the Ace of Pentacles. So what is the energy of the whole reading? It is the Star. And that strikes me as weird because they look like missiles flying through the air. Okay? Now, the cards are read past, present, future. Past, present, future with the interplay of the cards. So we will start with the Page of Wands. And to me, this is my intuitive reading. To me, it's that Bibi Netanyahu has gotten himself wrapped up in a serious situation. That's all I can say about the Page of Wands. And everything centers around the Page of Wands. So, here at the top, his operation was called Rising Lion. And he felt that his intent, I think, was to subdue maybe the whole Middle East. But it was definitely about people having to go to ground for protection. That's a pentacle. Pentacles represent protection, physical safety. I still don't know what this little red thing is at the top. It has lights around it, so I'm not sure. But he was riding a wave of fantasy, I believe. The Knight of Cups. Emotion and thinking that he would be able to just go in and do whatever he wanted to do. That's been his MO for the past 2.5 years with the Palestinians. And don't get me wrong, this is a distraction from Palestine. It is. But they have cut off all communication, outside communication to the West Bank and Palestine. And so we don't know what's going on. Reporters are trying to use their SIM cards to get messages out, but they're still killing people over there. They're still on feeding them, and they're still killing people. And I want to say that the American Israeli organization that they formed to give out aid is a killing field. It's a trap. And you got to remember, listen, I don't think that 47 gives a shit about anybody or anything. That's apparent. We know his skill set, his personality set. Next up, we have the Knight of Pentacles. It's right underneath the Strength card. And Knights come along to move a situation along. So this tells me, because he's a Pentacle, that this was the go signal, somewhat. But I have 2 Knights here, and 2 Knights say that you would doubt the word, or you doubt the sincerity or word of a close friend, male friend. In this situation, the U.S. is not coming to Israel's aid, per se. They're sending out troops and fighter jets, but it's to protect the troops in the Middle East at the various bases, because Iran has promised, it was called Operation True Promise, and this is the 4th, we're going into the 5th day. They told them, Iran, told them that if Bibi stopped doing what he was doing, they would stop. And maybe they will come back to the table. It's going to be harder now to make a deal because nobody trusts the U.S. Because they were having negotiations, weren't getting anywhere. And then the next day, the people came home. And the next day, the whole time 47 is saying he's making a deal, they're playing with Israel to attack Iran. So his word is shit. And so nobody can trust him. Nobody about anything. Even the tariffs. Don't forget, there's still tariffs happening. So when the U.S. goes to the table to make deals or talk about things, nobody can believe what he says. This is damaging to the U.S. We have no standing in the world anymore. So to me, that was a go signal. The Page of Chalice is about I feel that this card represents a release of emotions. Up here we have, it's also a message. All Knights are messages, but they're bigger messages. The Page of Chalice is a small message. So it's about something coming and a release of emotions on doing it. I suspect that Bibi was extremely happy about what he was doing, but it backfired on him. Now, this morning I got up and I sent you guys all a chat message on my Substack. I listed something that happened. Mossad has been, I think, Israel's military intelligence has been intercepted. I think it's been infiltrated. Additionally, they suffered quite a lot of damage under last night's barrage of missiles. There were 228 people killed in Tel Aviv and 1,300 injured. And there were even, I think, 22 people killed in one of their like shelters that they go in. So it's like you can't even hide from what's happening. No matter that, he can't keep the people safe. And Iran is issuing evacuation orders, telling them Tel Aviv is going to be hit again. They hit the port of Haifa. They knocked out all communications in Tel Aviv. Iran did. And they captured 2 Mossad or Shin Bet agents spying on Iran's territory. The rumor is Iran has shot down an F-35 stealth jet. They hit all economic, and didn't tell you they even hit what Israel considers its Pentagon. That was on the second night. Okay? So don't get me wrong, Israel is also getting in some licks, but Iran is really doing some damage to Israel. Make no mistake. So this, to me, swords represent thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, ideas, and communication. This says to me that Bibi is being eaten by his own thoughts, his own perceptions, and his own communications. Because nobody is going to believe in the Israeli intelligence machine because they can't protect their own people. And intelligence and communication are vitally important to warfare. And if you think that your communication or intelligence has been infiltrated, there's nothing that you can do. I saw a thing right before I came on that says even the Iron Dome has broken down. And Trump is not sending replacements. He says he will support Israel in its defense, but you can't trust him. What would you believe him? And he likes to see people fight. It's not in his interest to help Israel right now because Israel is losing. Remember, he said about John McCain, he likes losers. He likes winners, not losers. When somebody talked about John McCain being a prisoner of war. But never fear, because cooler heads will prevail at some point. I can't say when. I don't have insight into a timing on this. Maybe it could be August. A lot of damage can be done in 2 months. But I think cooler heads will prevail. There will moderation coming in, economy, and just a sense of enough is enough. So somebody, I think, let me back up. Story came out, I think it was yesterday, that Bibi made a call or went to Washington and talked to 47 about killing the supreme leader of Iran. And luckily, he said that he told him no, but I don't believe it. But I think his advisors had good enough sense to tell him, don't do that. Please don't do that. I don't think that Iran has a nuclear weapon. I know Pakistan does, and America doesn't fuck with Pakistan. Okay? That's a big nuclear power over there in the Middle East. It's not even the Middle East, it's the South Asian region, which, because of the Muslim country, people lump it in with the Middle East. But I think cooler heads will prevail. I don't know when. Because here we have the Ace of Pentacles. It shows a new door opening, a new opportunity to do something new. I don't think, I believe I want to be careful how I phrase this. I believe that, or I feel that Israel is going to lose. They will be defeated. Palestine will be liberated. But I don't think it's over. I don't know how to say it any other way than that. It's not over until it's over. I think the Israeli people will definitely try to get him out this time. Bibi. But I don't know how. But we have a new opportunity to go back to the drawing board and make everything, I think, I don't want to say right, because right is not the correct phrase, but I think everything will come back into balance. Temperance. Opposition. The opposite of, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I see it in my mind, but I can't say it. But as it stands right now, the Star card represents hopes, dreams, ambition, but also there's more to come before it's over. Like the supersonic missiles. I also think that the U.S. is going to assist, kind of, with the defense of Israel, but I don't think they're going to get involved. They may shoot down a few missiles, but I don't think they're going to get fully involved. They're watching, the Iranians. Also, I firmly believe that Iran has some type of inside intelligence from Israel. I know that Pakistan low-key helped them. And you have Russia, China, Pakistan trying to assist in making a deal with Iran. And that's China and Russia have been aligned with Middle East before. Yeah? So those are big heavyweight countries, and all of them have nuclear capabilities. And that's people that he is not going to mess with. I think it is chicken. Because all he has to do right now is pick up the phone and tell BB to cut it out. Ronald Reagan did it. And you know how the Republicans love to dig up Ronald Reagan about everything. All he has to do is pick up the phone and say, cut it out. I'm not going to send another weapon or anything over there if you continue this. And hang up. That's all he has to do. But he's not going to do that. He's trying to play both sides against the middle. But his credibility is shot. That was the release of the campaign Rising Lion release of the campaign, but now it has backfired on him, BB. I just saw another thing. I couldn't confirm it, but I think they said that his residence was struck. If you get a chance, try to go to YouTube, Al Jazeera, Arabic Live, and they have way more information than what Western media, even Al Jazeera in English, is telling you. But you can't understand anything, and there are no what do you call it? Closed captions. So I have been using Google Translate. It leaves a lot to be desired, but I can get enough to understand what's going on. It's kind of slow. And Iran has said over and over again, if he will stop, Bibi, we will stop. And we'll possibly come back to the table to talk about it. But we can't stop unless he stops. I don't think that he is, I think he is hell-bent on proving that he still got it. This is the second time he has drugged America into a war. The first time was Iran. He had General Condoleezza Rice and what's the black general's name? Sitting in front of Congress saying that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. It all turned out to be a lie. That was based on information that BB said came from his Mossad agents. He has been trying to, I think, you know, the No Kings thing that we had a few days ago on 47's birthday. His birthday was so sad. I told you guys it was going to rain. But you have these two white men acting like kings. And they're trying to dictate what everybody else can do in their own countries. And people are not going to put up with that anymore. I think these two men are the most dangerous men we have in political office right now. You can say what you want to say about Putin, but Putin is smart and he's shrewd. And the most shrewd person is Xi. Remember, the art of war came from China. So, I think it's a little while to go yet on the situation. I wish I knew what this little red thing was. I still haven't come to me yet. Maybe that's about the nuclear deal. And if it wasn't for Trump, he pulled the JCPOA because a black president made the deal. He pulled us out of it. I tell you, racism is expensive. Very expensive. And the deal that he's talking about, this is aside, but he said that the other day he was going to ease up off of deporting immigrants because of farmers and service industry jobs. That's a lie. It's too late now. They won't come back. There's nobody left. So the damage is done. And he has given a black eye to America. This is the fall of the empire of America as we know it. It will never be the shining hill on a sea, shining city on a hill anymore. At least not for a long time. This card says to me that Bibi is going to lose this conflict. And then there will be repentance, saying I'm sorry, the whole bit, the whole 9 yards, crying, the whole 9 yards, but cooler heads will prevail. Now, I did another reading with the let me think. What's the name of the cards? The Nostradamus cards, but I haven't broken down everything that they say right now. So I will come back because maybe some other things will happen and enough time for me to have translated or transcribed everything that's going on in the cards. But this is what I have for you. So don't be frightened. I know it's a scary time, but have faith that cooler heads will prevail. Okay? So I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.